Hi mate, you're looking a little lost.
Oh yeah, bro. Broke down a couple clicks back. Do you think there's any chance I could borrow? Wait a second, are you Whisson?
In the flesh.
Dude, I like, comment, and subscribe on all of your videos.
And for that, I thank you.
I follow you on Instagram and now in real life.
And that's not creepy at all.
I'm even a member of your Patreon. Patreon.com/Whisson.
I'm in your debt, sir.
So can I steal a lift?
Where we going?
But I'm gonna dive into you. And maybe I can, but what can I do? And it will be alright, so let me fly. Rather we try than let this feeling slide. So I'm gonna dive into you.
Thanks, Carly. Really appreciate it, mate.
Safe travels, Tom. Keep spreading the good word. This is now my 36th trip to Melbourne. On my very first journey here, as a 25-year-old, I fell in love with the exhibition building. It's such a magnificent structure, bit of a blast from the past, really built in about the 1880s. But I found a beautiful southerly aspect, and I thought I'd see if I can capture it in oils. So let's see how I go. Okay, just gonna block in some of the big shapes, especially with a subject like this. You want to make sure we place the shapes as well and economically and balance them as well as possible. Just being a small board, I'm not going to be able to fit everything in. It's fortunate to get this lovely shady spot, kept the glare out of my eyes. But typically with a day like this, we need to prioritise the painting first, and then we finish off all the odds and ends later. But it's quite a special place, this building, and after doing the drawing years ago, I always wanted to come back and at least paint it, but I'm extra fortunate that I'm able to paint it and film it as well, so we've got a nice record of the day. And I think the thing I liked about this light effect was that the shadow was going to unify most of the composition, but then I've got that light coming through, which was then really going to power it up, give me a nice S shape or Z shape composition with the top of the left-hand building, then coming down the angle of the shadow, and then back along the bottom, right where that bottom of the brush is ending up, right there. Just using the small brush, probably for a little too long. It's so easy to get a little cautious when I first start painting, and sometimes I will use the smaller brush just to overcome that. But once I see it starting to come to life and starting to work, that's when I'll grab the bigger brush. Because for me, the great beauty is, once again, we're looking for not only unity in the painting, in the shapes, in the colours, but also in the brush marks. The actual surface of the board is super important as well. So I'll be aiming to soften shapes in the sky and the brush mark especially. But then when we come to the foreground, I'll be trying to ramp that up, amp it up to get a lovely sort of textured or as much texture as possible. Some subjects, like where the road is, that's a smooth object and entity, so I'm not going to be able to really get much texture into there, but the grassed area is where I'll be able to do that. Some of these marks are more sort of exploratory more than exact, especially all the windows and some of the sort of in the shadow shapes, because we're still working with a certain amount of uncertainty, and even though I've formulated the idea in my mind before I've even picked up the brush to start, I've got that finished painting in my mind, so that's what I'm working towards. There's always little surprises along the way, and you're hoping that they're not too many bad sort of surprises. That's always the thing to watch. But I like that placement of the main dome. It's in that upper 2/3, then we're coming down to the left-hand side, not really domes, but that big shapes of the roofs there. That's going to help me just give it scale, give it shape and form as well as to what type of building it is, because I'm pretty certain most people probably outside of Australia are only really visitors to Melbourne, and you can miss some buildings, the amount of times that I've been to other cities in the world, and probably the classic was the Baudelaire Gardens in Florence. Had been there 4 times, never knew the place even existed. So that's where the local knowledge or doing a bit of research prior, Google images, can really help out. Looks like I've got that perspective a little wrong just underneath where I'm working. It's actually, I've got it tilting that way where it should be tilting back the other way. But with heaps going on, that's always something that I may fix later, or I'll fix when I'm in the studio, when I'm reworking things. That's why I'm finding with the busyness of life and I've sort of done quite a bit of painting now. There's so many ways to correct things, fix things, adjust things later. I used to get very annoyed with myself if I couldn't get it in that one go. But I thought, especially plein air painting, it's almost like a live performance for a band or for a musical band or a live stage play. Things don't always go as planned, even though they've done a lot of rehearsals in my mind, and in my life I've done a lot of practice painting, and if you consider that my rehearsal, but there's still things that can surprise us. Probably the one thing that I will probably look at reworking is the sky. Even though I didn't want to sort of overdo it, because then that has a tendency to push the sky in front of the building and towards the viewer too soon, too much, too fast. So even though I might have been sort of thinking of something different, we don't always get what we expect. So that's where we need to kind of live in the reality that things good and bad will happen, and it's more a matter of how we adjust to it, how we work with that as a situation. So just putting the finishing touches now. I always equate it to being like a marathon race. We've got to do so much work, and then it's all at the finish that it comes together. Looks like the Weather Bureau really nailed it today. We had that 2-hour window, marvellous light, wonderful subject, fantastic shadows. I really could not have asked for much more. But Melbourne really is living up to its 4 seasons in one day reputation. So I hope you enjoyed it. All the best. Bye for now.